Welcome back to another video that's going to change your life. I'm currently recording my podcast at the same time. If you're not subscribed or following my podcast, what are you doing? Go and follow. Today I wanted to speak about how to execute a plan. A lot of people have been asking me this question as of late. Science tells us that we need 3 weeks to 3 months of consistency and discipline in order to affirm a habit. So there is no waiting until January. You have to do it now in order to make this a full life or New Year plan. You have to start now. So lock in your goals right now. I have achieved all of my goals this year already, and I've got 3 months of the year to go. And the question is how? How was I able to execute this plan? I will go into this further, but if you are only here for the first 5 minutes of the video, I need you to hear this. If you invest into yourself as much as you invest into a man or relationship, you will become rich. And I'm not just talking about rich in terms of money, although you will optimize, okay? Because when you put the investment into yourself, you will see the money come, okay? But I'm talking about rich in terms of purpose. I'm talking about rich in a sense of self, rich in self-love. As women, we are naturally, we have the innate ability to alchemize. As women, everything that we get given, we create in abundance. A lot of us women would be millionaires if we put as much into ourselves as we do. Maybe all women would be millionaires because of how much we love. It's our innate ability and it's a beautiful ability. But a lot of us are stuck because we're investing into the wrong thing. But alas, I will get into that a little bit later. You are here, wonderful ladies, because you need to know how to execute your plan. You have the plan, but you just don't know the steps to execute it. Let's go. Many of you have seen my journey as of late, and if you've been on YouTube, you've seen my journey for a while, and I have the questions from so many of you as to how I've been able to transform someone said rebrand, how I've been able to change my life. And firstly, I will say, in order to execute a plan, you need to rewire your brain. When my life changed, okay, and I didn't have control over that at the time, I could have fought it, and which I did at times, or I could have accepted it. Acceptance, okay? And you guys have heard me bang on about acceptance so many times, but honestly, acceptance and understanding that I do not have control over certain things, but what I do have control of is this, my mind, okay? And if I get this right, everything will fall into place. So it starts with the mind, okay? It starts with the routine. It starts with waking up early. It starts with setting the day off right. It starts with exercise. It starts with all of the things that everyone says. You know it already, okay? But it's about committing to what feels uncomfortable. In the beginning, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. In the beginning, you're not gonna like it. But it's about continuing. It's about that consistency and that discipline. But how do you build discipline to execute a plan that you feel like you need to do, but you just don't know how to do it? You have to want it. There are so many of you, okay, who ask me how I wanted it. I still want it. You have to want it enough. And the reality is, if you're not serious, you may not want it enough. But I know there's some of you that say, I do want it, but I just don't know how to achieve it. Do you have your visual reminders around you? Okay? Do you have your vision board which shows you the plan? of the day? Do you have affirmations around you in your home that tell you who you are? Do you have, and who you want to be also? And do you have people around you, the energy around you that makes sense for your future? How bad do you want it, really? Those things, you have to want it. The next thing is, okay, ladies, embracing the wild woman. Now, the wild woman archetype is something that for histories, honestly, has been researched and studied. But my idea of the wild woman is the creative, the bold, the woman who does not care about what other people think. You need to embrace the wild woman, okay? The wild woman is creative. And on creativity, you can have a brilliant mind. You can be the most creative person with all the ideas, but if you don't act on those ideas are just there, okay? They're just floating. You are sitting there waiting for perfection. You may start and it may look odd, okay? People may look at you, they may share you in group chats, they may keep going. Do not care about what other people think. And this leads me on to some of you ladies are waiting for the perfect day to execute this plan. The perfect day is never going to come, baby. It doesn't exist. Every day there is an inconvenience, okay? There might be rain, you might come on your period, you have a low day, every day is inconvenient. The perfect day is never going to come. You just need to begin. That's where it starts, by beginning, okay? By getting it done, getting it down, getting those plans in action. Okay, so I want to tell you ladies about a story, right? About my daughter. Now, my daughter is a brilliant, oh my gosh, she's so brilliant, genius child, as every mother believes their child is, but she is really special, and she's bold and she's sassy and she's wild, and I love everything about her. And we had this moment at the park where there are these swings and we were swinging on it and we both fell down, and she and I got up and obviously people were looking at us, and I was just like, oh my gosh, that was so embarrassing. And you know, I'm like embarrassed, and she was just like, yeah, I'm not embarrassed, because it wasn't embarrassing to me. And it was one of those moments where I was like, oh, it wasn't embarrassing to her, so she's not embarrassed. Obviously, I just love learning simultaneously with my kids, you know, they teach me so much. But that was it, right? There's some of you that are embarrassed because people find you embarrassing. Would you be embarrassed if other people didn't think that certain things were embarrassing? If you're not embarrassed, it's not embarrassing. It's carrying that mindset of people will speak about you if you do and if you don't. And as Pastor Hollis says, I would rather they talk about me whilst looking up at me. And it's so funny that when you get to that place of recognition, then people start switching up, you know. As always, they think you're embarrassing for now. Do what you gotta do. Keep learning, keep open, and keep dreaming. You know, life is just a bit too short not to try. Now, those are all of the things that I think are going to help you start your plan, okay? Now we need to talk about investment. Investing in something means that you're working hard not to lose it. The idea is that you're giving your time, your effort, your money into that thing or person. And it's harder to lose something when you invest into it more. You're going to need to invest more time into that thing. Now, I've said to you guys before that I do masterclasses, I'm in coaching, I'm in therapy, I'm investing into not only myself, but the qualities and the skills that I need for the business plan that I have. You might need to invest some money. You might need to invest some time, and you might need to sacrifice some things. Now we're going to talk about Lover Girls. Now, you ladies know I'm a lover. If Lover Girl was, if there was a mascot for Lover Girl, it would be I. It would be me, because I just love love, okay? I say this to say that even if you're someone who loves and appreciates love, you might just need to organize your life by prioritizing self-love, okay? I used to be the lover girl who would give everything to a man, and as Leo Skeppy says, you give them everything and they leave with everything, okay? All that love you have, all that beautiful love that you have can be invested into yourself and your dreams. Some of you need to look at your business like you look at your man and see it flourish. Okay, these were the first few tips about how to execute a plan, and these are focused on the mind. Nothing more, nothing less. In part 2, I'm going to teach you about practicality, how to practically do things for productivity, okay? But we have to get the mind right first, hence this episode. Make sure that you're locking in those goals today. I'll see you in the next one.